This is part 4 of my investigation into alleged photographic evidence of an alien race known as the Tall Whites. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, you can find the links to those videos down in the description below. So picking up where we left off, we ended part 3 with this image taken from Google Earth. Located by Creech Air Force Base, it's within the general area where Charles Hall claims certain locations have been reserved for the Tall Whites. Furthermore, the 3 white objects seem to fit the general description of Tall White scout craft as described by Hall. But is that actually what they are? While I can't provide a definitive answer, there's a simple method that can at least point us in the right direction. First and foremost, we need to rule out the possibility that these things are permanent features on the landscape. If they never move, then the odds are they're either artificial structures built into the landscape or some sort of bizarre natural features. If we do find evidence of movement, then we can look into the possibility that we're looking at alien scout craft. I'll begin this video by showing you how to identify movement on Google Earth using this image as an example. Then we'll use the same method to examine a few other examples of alleged tall white evidence found in Google Earth's database of satellite images. Let's begin. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom in to the area. I have it saved as 3 eggs. So, alright, so there we have it. I'm going to pull out a little bit. Now, one of the wonderful things about Google Earth compiles a collection of satellite images going back for quite some time, and you can see that right over here. So the image that we're looking at right now was taken 5/23/2011. And see, we can zoom it forward. Like, it looks like to date, the most current one is 6/16/2018. Okay. So there it is again. Alright, so let's scroll forward to the most recent one. Again, that's 6/16/2018. And as you can see, we have 3 little egg-looking things right here, and we have that rectangular patch over here. Now we're going to go back in time to the earliest one that they have on file at this resolution, and that was taken 10/26/2006. And as you can see, we still have those 3 egg structures. I've demonstrated here that throughout let's see, from 2006 to 2018, I think was the most recent one, these things haven't moved. So, to state the obvious, that strongly suggests that whatever these things are, they are permanent fixed structures, which would strongly imply that these are not scout craft. Now, the one possible exception, and I think this is a little bit of a stretch, but I'll say it because, you know, it's worth at least mentioning. It might be that there are 3 craft stationed there at all times. But I don't know about you, but personally that just does not strike me as being very plausible. Another thing to mention before I forget is it's possible that these 3 egg features are the tall white equivalent of like a runway for a jet, or like the helicopter landing pad with the circle and the bullseye. So maybe this is a feature designed to signal this is where you land. Again, I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but I don't think it's completely outside the realm of possibility. So that, in a nutshell, is my method for determining if there's any movement It's a pretty simple process. That particular site, I will post the coordinates of that site down in the description below if you'd like to take a look at it yourself. Now there are about, I want to say 17 spots in that general vicinity that look practically identical to that. I haven't gone through all 17. I plan to, and if I find anything unusual there, I'll report it back. Now I'd like to transition to another anomaly. This one comes from an excellent channel that unfortunately no longer seems to be active. The channel, if I remember correctly, is called the Alien Hunter. Here are a few snippets of that video, and this one is really interesting, so check this out.
So he explains that their suits allowed them to levitate and put off a glowing white luminescent light. So this is range 4. We're going up a little bit more to where they used to play and where he had some interactions, seeing them run and all this crazy stuff. But as I was going up here where he says their deep craft were parked, I started to look around a little bit closer and notice some, abnormal things right here at the base of this mountain. And they, his story, he claims that if you've read any interviews or watched any of his live speaking engagements, he claims that there were holes cut in the base of these mountains and that they would park their craft inside of these bases. And I noticed as I got close, this looks like the entrance or something that could open up. This is a different color from the sand. It's very obviously, not in place. And then as I'm doing as I'm digging around, I noticed this incredibly luminescent glowing orb off to the left. I don't know, it's probably not even 0.2 of a mile away, and it looks like almost like a being. I mean, you can look at it for yourself. I'm putting the link below. As you zoom out, you can see it even from a distance, but it's right where he said he had these interactions with them. He said that they were luminescent with their suits on, and as you get even this close, you can see a very luminescent, glowing, what looks like some sort of anomaly in this photo, in this satellite imagery. And as you look around, you don't see it anywhere else. So my question is, what are these things? And are these an entrance to their base? Does this prove it? And what is this? What is this luminescent, glowing object out in the middle of this desert where you see nothing else of that nature next to these anomalies, these what look like openings for potentially a base or for them to park their craft? So I was fascinated by that. I wanted to show you guys. I'll put the link down there and you can check it out for yourself.
All right, so let's take a trip to this particular anomaly, and again, I will post the coordinates of this down in the description below. So, here we are. I'm going to zoom out just a tad. Here we go. Okay, now let's run it through the same method. This image looks like it was taken 6/16/2018. And here we have 5/31/2013. It's still there. Oops. This was taken in 2011. Still there. Now this is interesting. I seem to have lost it in this picture. Okay, so here we are. Was it there in 2006? I can't really tell. It was definitely there in 2011. And it's in the exact same spot in 2013. And, well, yep, and it's in the same spot in 2018, so, this actually might be it right here, and it looks like it might be somewhat whitewashed out. So I suspect that's the case. right here. In fact, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit to see if that's basically now. Yeah, yep, it was right there. So it is there in 2006. It's just a lot harder to make out. Again, we have what seems to be some kind of permanent structure. I'm wondering if this might be some sort of natural feature. So again, to speculate, it's a bit of a stretch, but perhaps this is like a tall white guard if it's always stationed there. That to me is a little far-fetched, but I don't know, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Again, I don't know. I would love to get Charles Hall's opinion about these anomalies, and I am planning on reaching out to him. So definitely keep posted, and if I do get in touch with him, of course, y'all will see. I'd love to interview him. I think that would be really awesome. So what have I shown here in this video? I don't think I've really proven anything. The only thing, in my opinion, that I've done is provide some pretty strong evidence that whatever we're looking at, whatever these anomalies are, there's some sort of permanent feature on the landscape, whether that be a natural feature or a man-made feature. Again, this is just my opinion, but I think most of you would probably agree with me that that is the most likely scenario. Now, I would love nothing more than to find some really compelling evidence that some of these anomalies are something really extraordinary, like a tall white or one of their scout craft or something like that. You know, I didn't set out to prove or debunk any of this. My goal in this video and pretty much every other video that I have is to take a topic that interests me and find out as much about it as I can. And if I'm able to provide some compelling evidence to support one way or the other, then yes, that's what I want to do. So I am really, really hoping that I'll be able to find something really compelling in this area relating to the tall whites. I haven't done that yet. Now, I would encourage all of y'all to get on Google Earth and take a look at this area, because you might just find something. And if you do, please send me coordinates. I would love to take a look at it for myself and do a video about it. And yes, I'll even give you props for it and give you a mention for it. So that's all I have for this video. I hope everyone is doing very well, and I'll see y'all soon. Hey everyone, Drew here from Mad Cat Mysteries, and I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, you can click on the subscribe button below. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.